character you seem to have been born with is not necessarily who you are. Beyond the characteristics that you've inherited, your parents, your friends, and your peers have helped to shape your personality. That's a quote by Robert Greene. If you want to squeeze the most out of life, you need to get over the identity confusion that humans are going through in 2024. I'm going to go over how to do this in this video. Stay to the end if you want more on this self-improvement opportunity I know a lot of people are looking for. 99% of people start off with this limited identity issue that Robert Greene talks about. Who am I? That is the million-dollar question. Answers to this question require a lot of self-awareness and reflection. People in life who require a lot of self-awareness includes employees, aspiring entrepreneurs, and current business owners. But anyone who wants to grow as a person in any area needs a high level of self-awareness and reflection. The problem people come into is that they're limiting beliefs about who they are. Limiting beliefs that stop them from being who they need to be to accomplish what they want. I'm going to discuss 3 limiting beliefs that will stop you from discovering your true identity and building the life you want. The what over how complex, the one-trick pony paradox, and the rear-view mirror syndrome. To overcome these limiting beliefs, you first have to understand exactly what they are and how to overcome them. But first, we're going to get into the what over how complex. A lot of people limit themselves by believing that in order to accomplish a certain goal, you need to be a certain type of person. Your identity has nothing to do with what you want to accomplish. In the Bible, you have Satan, who tries to tempt Jesus with the promise of gaining the world, and the world would end up being Jesus's kingdom. But the truth is, God is already capable of giving Jesus a kingdom as well, just in a different way up in heaven. It's the same concept down here on earth. You can accomplish things in both a good and a bad way. Here's the limiting beliefs that a lot of people hold. You have to be evil in order to be rich. He sold his soul in order to get famous. I'm better than that. I'd never sell out. These are all symptoms of the what over how identity complex. People confusingly label each other as having to be a certain type of way to accomplish something in this world. That is just not true. It also mistakes the world from being black and white and assuming that there are good and bad people. Individuals with a foundation in the truth of the Bible understand that we all come short and there are positive ways to get an outcome that you want as well. To overcome this complex, you need to first educate yourself on the different ways it could be possible to accomplish the goal that you want to accomplish. For example, how would you get famous in today's world? You can go to Hollywood and probably sell yourself out for fame or do things that promote negativity like Lil Nas X. Or you can use social media today, and by posting consistently, you can get positive messages seen by hundreds, thousands, and even millions of people. After you see that good things can be accomplished in multiple ways for yourself, there's step 2. Think back to a time where you limited yourself because you thought there was only one way to do things. Find a positive way to do that one thing you're thinking about and try that route. It may be slower than if you cut corners with a negative way to accomplish something, but to live a positive life and also get what you want, you have to make sacrifices now for the future that you want. Now let's get into the one-trick pony paradox. In 2024, social media has been a place of war between men and women, but I'm calling them both out right now. You ever met a girl who was so entitled that she said she wouldn't do something because that's a man's job? Or you ever met a man that was so entitled that he said he wouldn't do something because that's a female's job? Well, first, the truth is most men and women today are just one-trick ponies with entitlement issues. Robert Greene in his book, 48 Laws of Power, talks about this problem shortly in his chapter called Law 25, Recreate Yourself. He says this: the most powerful people in history often demonstrate a remarkable degree of fluidity in their attitudes towards gender. They use both masculine and feminine qualities in the same way that an artist uses colors on a palette, blending them together to achieve the desired effect. Now, obviously, we're not going towards power and the pursuit of power per se, but women are typically better at intuitively feeling people out than men are, while men are more assertive and more likely to receive a raise or a promotion in the workplace. It's not about having to be a man or a woman to exhibit these qualities. It's about me identifying the qualities I need to develop in order to achieve the outcome that I want. It doesn't make me less of a woman to be assertive when I need to. And it also doesn't make me less of a man to be passive when I need to. If you have the attitude of, that's not my job, or I can't do that towards everything, especially when you're single, that's not going to work out well. It works out well in families though, because smart families divide and conquer based on their strengths. The nuclear family was the first ever business, the first ever educational system, the first ever park or recreational center. It was two people from two different backgrounds with different traits coming together to create a balanced product of the nuclear family. You may be trying to grow alone. That's how everyone will start out. So right now you need to develop yourself into a well-rounded person before you can delegate things to other people. No matter what, you shouldn't be striving to be a one-trick pony and should always maintain a fluid identity. The rear view mirror syndrome is what we're going to get into next. Rear view mirror syndrome is not something I came up with, but actually something I heard in a book called Miracle Morning. It talks about the person who constantly doubts themselves because of who they used to be or the past. I just want to make this section short and sweet. Stop limiting what you're able to do today because of who you were yesterday. Here are 3 reasons why you can do anything. You are not who you were yesterday. You have more experience than you used to, and you were made in God's image and his likeness. Mistakes are a part of the journey, not the end of it. It's honestly sad that people will go throughout their entire lives limiting themselves based on the past. There are people right now on their deathbed wishing they had the time you had. People who never started that business. People who never talked to that girl or guy. People who never learned that skill they wanted to. The way to break out of this is actually fear. Your fear is misplaced when you have rear mirror syndrome. You're more scared of failing than you are of dying unfulfilled. If you really want to get the most out of life, you need to place your fear in the right places. If you don't get deathly afraid of the thought of not sacrificing now to get the life you want to live later, you're not going to work as hard as someone like me. The game of life is competitive. Whoever is going to want it more and do what is required is going to get the rewards. They will also do the right things more consistently than someone else who doesn't take fulfillment of their goals as seriously. Place your fear in the right places and don't fear what's in front of you because of your limitations based on what's behind you. Change your identity. So if you want to change your identity so that it helps you become successful, it's going to take work. If you can see, I only discussed 3 of the common identity issues, but there are so many more in today's generation. Some of the trauma and situations we go through in life leads us to thinking in ineffective ways. We start to limit ourselves, associate our identity with weak qualities and not strong ones. There's a 3-step system for being more self-aware about your identity, and that's to 1, analyze your past. Throw out all the garbage and build a new positive identity. This will help you get rid of old negative thoughts and for you to start to identify with the positive thoughts from now on. You will from now on only identify with positive things that help you become closer towards your goals and not push you further away from them. If you want my free self-improvement, rental property investing, and personal branding courses, join my free school community. I work with people one-on-one for free right now, but I'll stop doing this in the future. So join when you can. Link is in the description or just DM me on Instagram at itskuye. Peace. Thanks for watching.